This review copy was provided to me by Bolverk Games. Thank you so much for following me and giving me the chance to check out this amazing game. If you would like to buy the game, join the Discord, or follow them on social media, links will be in the description. Welcome, Mobile Wires. Glyph is a VR floors-level platformer with amazing controls and fun collectibles. It is one of the most relaxing VR experiences I've had, and definitely deserves a lot more attention. One thing I was instantly impressed with were the controls. They're pretty simple, being a jump, glide, and a slam, but it felt so good to move around and glide across each level. The controls are super floaty, which initially might sound like a bad thing, but I found it much easier than expected and so relaxing. It got to the point where when I played the DLC levels, I could predict the exact location where I was going to land because of how easy it was to control. When I tried playing multiplayer with my friend, the first thing he told me is that he was super impressed on how the game controls. Sadly, I was hooking up my headset at the time, so that was the only part of the 9 hours of footage I didn't record, so just take my word on that. The level design is also built around this control scheme. If there's a broken pot, pillar, platform, really anything, there's always a reason for it. In order to complete the level, you need to collect 3 purple shards without dying. They all look so natural and broken down, but when playing through a level, there's a lot to admire as each piece of the map connects. As levels themselves also teach the player about moves, like if you slam onto the ground, you get a little extra jump for free. Or if you keep jumping across a platform that goes straight up, you get launched into the air. It makes for some fun platforming abilities and lots of hidden collectibles. Speaking of collectibles, there are so many. Each level aside from the last world has different cosmetics to unlock. There's one collectible in particular I tried to get. If you collect it without dying, you unlock a new skin. I believe if you collect every coin, there is a similar collectible that unlocks, but instead of a skin, it's a trail. It adds a lot more replay value to each level, and more cosmetics are always fun to unlock. There is one thing I haven't gone over yet, which ties into everything else: the audio design. It plays one of the biggest roles in the game, which makes it so much fun to collect things and move around and immerse you into this level. Each shard you collect makes the music slightly more intense, which oddly motivates me not to mess around and complete the level. Every time you collect the 3rd shard, the music stops and you hear the wind. The closer you get, the louder this ambient music gets before. It's such a fun detail they never had to add, but it gives extra motivation to collecting. Every jump you make also sounds significant. There is an audible difference between a jump, double jump, slam, and my favorite, the gliding. Each category of characters gets a different sound effect, but my favorite is the dragonfly. I love the dragonfly skins, especially the watermelon one. It just looks super funny in game. Glyph is amazing at immersing you into each world it brings to you. Remember how I said the controls are so easy I could predict where I land? These controls only make the game more interactive than it already is. Each world feels so natural and abandoned, but fun to explore. But each world is also designed around exploring at a high speed. That's right, Glyph itself motivates you to speedrun it because of level design, audio, and controls. Not only that, but to 100% the game, you need to beat each level under a specific time limit. People have gotten so good at speedrunning that it's extremely impressive. Like, look at this speedrun through a level. That's insane! Also, you might be wondering why the level is designed a little smaller. Well, the Dustland Challenges DLC has 15 more levels that are designed to test your skills at speedrunning. Quick little bite-sized levels that take a lot of time to perfect, and not much time to beat. They've gotten so much right that it was really difficult for me to find negatives of the game. And I was trying to be a good reviewer and be brutally honest the entire time. Since they are mostly very minor changes, I'm just going to list those ones first. No D-pad support for the settings menu, no camera sensitivity option, and no native Windows Mixed Reality support, which is a headset I have. It doesn't matter much anyway, since I ended up using an Xbox One wired controller, and not my Mixed Reality headset controllers. I did get sick from time to time, but the more I played, the better I felt. The game does play in non-VR mode for people who don't have a headset, or don't feel like playing in VR at the moment, but the game settings don't change for the desktop version. You have to do that manually, and at that, you can't look up and down. And finally, no achievements, which, to be honest, is fine because of how many collectibles there are. You make your own achievements on what you do. Also, I should note that I had a bug with my friend where I couldn't play the multiplayer with him, so sadly, I couldn't review that part. So not too many negatives I could find, but there were so many positives for Glyph. Optimized extremely well, free first chapter, online multiplayer, amazing soundtrack, colorful worlds, and even a Nintendo Switch port coming soon. How cool is that? The pros simply outweigh the cons, which is actually a bit sad, because it didn't get nearly as much attention as games like To The Top or Fruit Ninja. I'm hoping that when it comes to the Switch, it gets a lot more attention. I feel like this game would be worthy of the official Nintendo YouTube channel uploading a trailer for it, but I don't know anything about that account and how they run it or which games get advertised. So what was my overall experience with Glyph? I can confidently say that I love it. The game itself is really relaxing, but can also be tense at some moments. The platforming is a lot of fun with the 9 hours I've played, and I can 100% say that Glyph is a game that you need to check out.